I'm Ron Frederick, and we're live with Malia on Game Changers with Vicki Abelson.
Yay!
September 8th, today I feel insane. Got too many thoughts on my brain. I'ma spill them out on the page. Always saying I'm okay, hiding all my pain. The only way to feel better when it hurts is to put it down in words. I'm a poet and a soldier, go-getter and a stoner. I'm walking barefoot on the city streets, laying awake when everybody sleeps. Little broken when you look closer, best friend and a loner. In my feelings, but I learned to be tough. 33, but I'm still growing up. Always gonna be, baby, baby, oh, baby. Feel stupid when it's easy, but always gotta make it hard. I want everyone to see me, but I don't wanna be the star. Yeah. Always feel like something's missing. I'm a walking contradiction. Find the answers when I write it out, to remind myself I'm a poet and a soldier, go-getter and a stoner. I'm walking barefoot on the city streets, laying awake when everybody sleeps. Little broken when you look closer, best friend and a loner. In my feelings, but I learned to be tough. 33, but I'm still growing up. Always gonna be, baby, baby, baby.
Oh. Okay, I have literally been listening to you all day long, and
Awesome.
I'm all right. I was not listening to Malia, but I was trying to get everything happening so that I could watch you guys and talk to you guys. Everybody is like, "Oh my god, wow, I love it, cool music." I mean, they're
That
already
makes me
loving
so
on
happy.
you, and it was so weird coming over here because I passed Zina TV for the first time since that closed down, but I met you there.
Yeah,
Whose show were you
years
doing?
ago. I can't even remember.
I don't either. I was trying to remember her name. I was like, okay, I'm having a senior moment. You have no excuse.
Okay, yeah.
But she's really lovely, and I think her name might be Nicole. I can't remember, but anyway, she's lovely. And so this show used to be on Zina TV, and it used to be a video podcast, but we used to have to do like 40 minutes with commercial breaks, and then the commercials would all be these like naked girls dancing and stuff, and it was like
late night.
I mean, it was like, what is going on? It's like girls with titties, and this is not the image that I'm trying. I'm trying
This is
to
better.
have. Yes,
This
right.
is a new leaf. Yeah.
It is. This is better. But it was really cool too.
Yeah.
It was a really cool station, and they had like 5 cameras, and that was really nice.
You know.
And I met you there.
Yeah.
And then you came and did Women Who Write, which was phenomenal. You guys were great. And I finally got to return. Wait, what's his name?
Evan,
he was so great with you.
I love him. They're best
And
friends.
he left his stool at my house, and not that kind of stool, a little black stool, which Ron, you're welcome to sit on. And Ron Frederick's back there. Thank you, Ron.
Yay.
Filling in
Hello.
for Pete. And we miss you, Pete. And Ron, thank you so much. I'm really a pain in the ass. We were talking astrology before.
Yes, we were.
And what sign are you?
I'm a Virgo, and I'm a pain in the ass too.
And so what are Virgos known for?
Oh my gosh, being nitpicky, overly organized, OCD. We're hypercritical of ourselves. Sometimes it trickles down to other people. We don't mean it. We wanna insert our opinion because we think we know best and we know the most efficient way. But it's like, shut up.
Okay, all right. So it's taken me a lot of years of recovery and first being an addict to learn that I wasn't always right. I really thought I was always right and I had all the answers, and I knew so much more then than I know now. So do you accept that maybe you don't always know what's
Yes,
right?
and actually, as I've gotten older and I'm kind of just sifting my way through life, the more I realize that I don't know anything.
That's really cool that you. Okay, so you say in the song that you're 33. How
Yes.
is that?
I'm 33.
That's current. Okay, so God, wow. And you're so astute. I was listening to Dull Ache. Is that what it's called?
Dull Aches, yes.
Okay, so Dull Aches, if you want to YouTube this, not right now, after the show, an unbelievable song with a lot of insight. And yeah, I was pretty impressed. Like, so why do you think you have wisdom now?
I think I've just been through a lot. I don't know. My childhood was a little bit rough, and I just I'm a late bloomer, and I came into my self-love years like later, I feel like, than some people. Or maybe.
I'm in my 60s. It took me, Ron, self-love, come on.
Oh, don't start with me,
right?
please.
We're still working on this shit.
I guess it's because I see kids now who I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish I had known when I was 22 about, like how powerful your words are, and, just to be gentle with myself. But yeah, so I just always figured I was a late bloomer, but I guess, yeah.
Well, I love that that's a title of your
Yes.
Okay, it's an LP, EP?
I don't really know what the rules are.
I don't either.
I don't really
How
know.
many
I just
songs
make
does it
music.
have
It has
on it?
7 songs.
I think it's an EP. I think it's an EP.
It's
I
an
don't
EP.
know.
It's an EP.
But it's formidable. Doesn't matter how many songs.
Yeah, it just makes you feel good.
They're all, and I love the fact that you call Ripe your new project. You don't even go to like EP.
Yeah, it's just like here's a body of work. Listen, yeah,
it's a body of work.
Yeah.
I love it. So okay, rough childhood. So let's talk about that. So Washington, Seattle.
Yes.
Okay.
The suburbs of Seattle, but I just didn't have any self-confidence, and I was just, I was a little broken kid. Like,
Why do you think? Because you're gorgeous, you're statuesque.
thank
So
you.
what was with the self-esteem?
I don't know. Maybe the hypercritical Virgo in me. Maybe it was a little bit of my mom. A little bit of a darker side, but yeah, it was just kind of, I think, a combination of different things, and I didn't find self-love and self-confidence till like around my 26th year, and that was kind of when I started to realize and change my mentality from victim and survival to like, okay, let's thrive,
Did something spark that?
Yeah. I hit kind of a rock bottom time. This is before I started doing music.
Okay, now this is crazy. Malia's 33. She hasn't started music yet at 26, and she's got 1 million plus fans and over 4 million streams. So this is insane to me because we'll talk about how you did all that. But so at 26, did something
Yes.
that you can talk about?
Yes. So I got out of a relationship that wasn't fitting because I didn't love myself yet. So when you're trying to grow and love somebody else, it doesn't really work very well. So I kind of got shaken out of this, and I had moved to LA, with that person, and it was just like, okay.
What were you doing? So you weren't doing music yet. What were you doing?
No, I was just working dead-end jobs.
Like what?
I was a manager at Hollister.
Okay.
Yeah. Clothing company. Yeah.
What did you want to do before music?
I was kind of like putting on the charade of saying I was going to go to law school for a really long time.
So now what does that mean? Was it for somebody else?
It was kind of, it was a little bit for my mom. It was like the safe thing to say, like, what are you going to do? What's your plan? Like, stability, what sounds good? And it was like, I was a political science major. So I was like, okay, well, yeah, I'll go to law school. And there was like a sliver of me that like kind of had an interest, but like deep down, I always knew that wasn't it.
Okay, so let's go back further. So you're a little kid.
Yes.
You're not. Is there music in your house?
Not really. No, I kind of was out on a limb on my own there. And
did you listen to a lot of music?
Not really. No.
This is so interesting.
I know, it's bizarre.
No, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Ron, I'm thinking that this is not. I'm being Scorpio OCD. I'm thinking we need to bring it down because I feel like we're looking that the camera's looking down on us. So so that thing, maybe if you can bring it down a little bit, and I'm gonna make Ron crazy. So because I'm just trying to frame. Oh, see, now we do we lose the shot?
It's all the way down.
Did it still? Are we still live?
Yeah.
Because now, okay. So anyway, what did your mother do? What was her?
She was a nurse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So were you like math and science kind of kid, or?
No, I always had an interest in music. It was always my favorite subject, but we didn't really have a lot of music in school. It was like a program where you'd have you go to the portable outside your classroom like once a month, and that was music, you know. And it wasn't like, it wasn't a proper music class. I wasn't really exposed the way I wanted to be, but then I joined the middle school choir once I got to middle school, and it was like, oh, okay. Like,
when did you realize you could sing?
Early on, like pre-K.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't listening to a lot of music, but you were singing?
Yeah, like I was singing. I would hear, you know, different things on the radio, but my mom she wasn't a big fan of, I don't know, music in the house and stuff, so I kind of heard stuff with my dad a little bit, and, you know.
Was he musical?
Passing. There's tales of him being musical, but I've never seen it with my own.
What does or did he do?
He's in sales now,
okay.
Yeah, but.
So, pretty straight background.
Yes, yeah.
But Seattle's like a thriving music hotbed of.
I know, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're from Seattle. You must have gone to all these shows and stuff." And I'm like, "Nope, I was pretty much kind of sheltered. I really didn't delve into the whole music scene in the world and all that until right after my 26th year."
That is so interesting. Okay, so you poli-sci, a good student?
Yes, very studious, very good student. I kind of poured myself into that, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get really good grades, and like, you know, I'm going to get somewhere, because I was running from the music, really, because like I needed to find confidence, and like I knew like deep down that like I love to sing, but I was just shy. Like I'm just shy, and I would rather hang out in the background. So I'm like, that's not feasible for me to be a singer. Like that's silly. Like
you have a lyric in one of your songs, and I don't know what it is about. Doing it but not having attention on you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, well I said in that last song like I want everyone to see me but I don't want to be the star.
There you go. That's okay, that's the song.
Yes,
that's the one I was thinking
that's
of.
Poet.
Okay.
That was the one I just
said. Okay,
yeah.
yes. Oh wow. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And you mean that?
I do. I absolutely mean it. Yeah. I think being like a huge star would be so inconvenient for me in the way I like to live my life. I'm such a simpleton.
Yeah, but you have 1 million plus fans. That's formidable for having done it for such a short time.
I'm so grateful for this beautiful organic movement.
Okay, we're going to talk about how you did that.
Yes.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I like that's such a big topic, and I want to kind of
try
to be a little linear, even though it's not my nature to be linear. Hi Penny, hi Patrick. Yeah, love this. Hi Ken. Everybody loves it. Yeah, how could you not love Malia? So you come to LA. Where'd you go to school?
I went to school at Chapman University in Orange County.
Fabulous. But that's a very arty.
It is, and it's so funny because I was not doing any sort of music. I was not involved. I know.
Wow. And you were doing poli-sci.
I was doing poli-sci, yeah, and I was just kind of like getting good grades. I mean, I was in college. I was away from home. I was in the sunshine. Like there was a lot of things to distract me.
And there was a partner. Yeah, or that was after school.
That was after school.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So not really in school, but I mean, I was happy in a lot of ways, but I think I was still running from, ultimately what was deep down.
So, okay, so the relationship falls apart.
Yes.
And how do you come to music from that?
It was like there was no place else to go but up. It was like, okay, so what have you been running from? What makes you happy? Like if you're not trying to pour yourself into another person or, what is it? What makes you happy? And it was always music. The answer was always music.
Did you play guitar?
I kind of was dabbling a little bit in
this is so. Wait till you hear her play. I mean, and she plays electric guitar. I mean, like crazy. Like, so how did you do that?
Okay. So the rock bottom happened, and it was like okay.
So what did rock bottom look like?
I mean, it was just kind of like
emotional rock bottom.
Yeah, it was like okay. Well, where are you gonna go from here? Like, what path are you gonna choose? And it was like the scariest thing because like I didn't want to be in front of anybody, and I'm like scared of my own shadow. It's like, are you really gonna try to like do music and put yourself out there and be vulnerable? And yeah. So
had you been writing?
No.
I can't even take this story. When did you start writing?
Right, kind of like around those moments when I first started picking up the guitar. I was like, okay, well now you got to learn how to write songs. You got to learn how to accompany yourself if you're going to get up on the stage. So
what kind of music attracted you? I mean, I hear that you have a definite style. Who did you listen to? Who did you like?
I started listening to like Amy Winehouse. I was very inspired by Amy. Lauryn Hill. So I didn't have like CDs and stuff growing up, but Sister Act 2 was one of the VHS that we had, and just hearing Lauryn and that was like very inspiring. But it was also like, it kind of scared me for a while because I was just like, well, she's so good, she's got it. Like I'm never gonna be like that, So I'll just listen to her and like for a while just hid in the shadows. But yeah, so that was the moment of like, okay, now I'm gonna hone in and I'm just gonna pick up the guitar and I'm gonna start, going in and
taught yourself.
Yeah, that's kind of what I did. I sat in my apartment, didn't really have any furniture or anything, not much going on, so it was like, okay, like I'll just sit on the floor and I'll do what makes me happy. And I started figuring out chords and watching YouTube. And
how did you learn how to play electric guitar?
Now that came later once I met my best friend Evan.
Okay.
Yeah, at a studio, and he kind of took me under his wing, and I started learning from him and observing. And he gave me my first electric guitar, and kind of put me into that world. Yeah.
Very cool. So, okay, and how did the writing start?
The writing, I remember asking a couple friends, like, hey, would you mind, like, trying to write a song with me? And it never really, like, it was like, okay, yeah, we'll do it next weekend or whatever. And, like, a couple of times went by where, like, we didn't do anything. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just try to sit down and write myself. And
okay, so what did that look like when you first started doing it? What came first, the music or the lyrics?
I remember hearing in my head, this kind of, like, bluesy little rhythm that, like, I wanted to incorporate. And I just kind of, like...
Can you play it?
Yes, I can.
We got to keep the guitar close because I'm going to keep asking you to play.
Yeah, so I knew it when I wanted it to sound like this. Just the two chords is what I heard in my head at first. Yeah. And I think Evan might have helped me figure out the transitions right here. Yeah, but
how'd you meet Evan?
Music. I met him at my friend Sid's studio.
Sid is somebody that you've toured with.
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I was at a studio in Hollywood. I kind of wandered in there, and the rest is history. We really just have been hanging out almost every day since.
Wow,
so.
and musically as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you tour, does he?
Yeah, he'll come. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm not familiar with Sid, but Sid is a YouTube.
She's kind of all over the place, but she is now her own solo artist, and she also is a singer in the internet band. So yeah.
The internet band?
The internet band.
They're called the internet band?
The internet, yeah.
What? What? Do you know? Ron knows a lot about new music.
I don't know the internet.
I don't know the internet.
I'm gonna know the internet band.
Okay.
Funky,
I don't know.
cool.
All right, that's good to know. I'm
awesome
looking what people are saying. Okay, cool. And is that also alternative? Would you call it alternative?
No, it's more like soulful. Well, I guess alternative R&B type. Yeah.
Which is your kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, kind of the same vein.
I like that you call yourself that because I think that fits. Alternative R&B, does that work for you? That works for me.
You played some complex chords there. Like, now how did you learn that?
Through YouTube and just like burying myself like with other guitar players who are much better than me and like just learning from them. Yeah.
Would you ask them to show you, or can you pick it up by watching?
Both. Both. If it's like a difficult chord, I'm like, oh wait, hold on, where does my finger go? And sometimes I would literally sit with YouTube and I'd pause it and then, make it bigger, flip my computer screen if I need to so it looks like, the
so
way
what
that I need to look
videos
at
were
it.
you, what was helping, whose videos were helping you? Anyone specifically?
There's a guy named Marty Schwartz who teaches on YouTube who I watched a lot
I bought some of his CDs.
Yeah? Oh my gosh, Marty! Yes!
Yeah, Marty Schwartz.
Taught me a lot about blues licks and stuff, and I did a lot of sounding out of chords too, just, for different R&B stuff. I was listening to a lot of Justin Bieber at the time he put out, and that was some of the first, like, YouTube stuff that I put out, some Jason Mraz.
That I can believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you think of Billie Eilish?
I love Billie Eilish.
It's so strange to me. She was Billie and Phineas were at the dance studio in my town with my kids, and they all came up at this
Highland Park.
No,
that area.
No, I don't talk about. I don't name my town on here because I have events in my house and I don't want strangers coming that I don't know about. Yeah, I mean, I don't want.
Well, I didn't say that.
I don't want any surprises. No, we're not in Highland Park, but Glendale adjacent, kind of. But in any case, yeah, and I see that for you.
Really?
I see you having an explosion. I can totally. Can't you see that?
Oh my gosh! Don't say that.
I'm telling you, I just see that. I mean, if you don't want fame, you better stop singing because I.
Oh my gosh!
So you've been doing this for
about 6 years. It's coming up on 6 years now. That's a long time. That's like, I feel like if you look at where
I have socks older than that. I do. So that's such an old joke, but it's true. So okay. So let's talk about how it's. So you're teaching yourself to play guitar.
Yes.
You're starting to write some songs.
Starting to write a little bit. That's when Instagram was like 15-second videos, and I started putting up little clips of me just playing covers, and that's how I ended up getting into the studio in Hollywood. And
so now wait a minute. How did people find you on Instagram?
I'm not sure, actually, but it was one of the members of the internet band, Matt Martians, who reached out to me from Instagram, from seeing me on Instagram, and he just emailed me.
And said what?
And said, like, hey, we have a studio here, and if you ever want to come by, and this is when I was, like, literally guitar on my back at all times, always carrying it around, just ready, for the opportunity to be in a studio and be around music.
Were you playing in club? Were you doing
I hadn't done any show. No, this is like barely, kind of noodling around on the guitar and just playing little 15-second covers. And from that, they said, come through the studio. And I just didn't know who anybody was. I just heard studio, and I was ready and just met the whole gang.
And did you have songs that you'd...
No, I had not. Yeah, there was no songs at that point.
Okay, so
I remember I played the song that I was just playing for you guys here, the bluesy one, Satisfaction. I kind of like...
that was your first single,
that was my
right?
first, that was my first single, and I did that at her Sid's studio, and I remember kind of like playing it for them a little bit and saying like, hey, do you guys like this? I remember I sent it to Matt, and he sent it to Sid, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, oh my god, you sent it to her? Like, you were supposed to listen to it and tell me if it was good. He's like, no, like you like she likes it, you're good. Like, so that's how it all started. I don't know, it was just really organic.
That's very cool. Okay, so you but when you walk in there, you don't have...
I walked in with a guitar and an N64.
And how long did it take you till you wrote Satisfaction? How long did that happen till that?
I think it was just kind of a few months of just like hanging out and just getting ideas together.
And so when you first walked in there, like, what did it look like hanging out in the studio? You just watching what's going on? Are you participating?
No, I wasn't participating yet. I remember they said, like, hey, if you want to jump in with us for the rehearsal, we're going to go in the live room. And I was just like, no, I can't. I am not ready for that. I was like, no, I'm not that good yet. I'm not a session player. I can't just fall in line. But, it was kind of me just observing and seeing, like, wow, this is, like, what a real studio was like, and how did I end up here? And they were playing me their stuff, and I was just seeing like, oh, okay, so these guys are like real deal. And it was just
the reason that I brought up Billie Eilish is because I think Phineas put up, he must have put it on YouTube because it was longer, but he just put one of her songs up. Ocean Eyes, which I just saw. Alicia Keys just sang with her. I haven't seen the video yet, but I can't wait to watch it. But he just put up Ocean Eyes, and boom!
Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel? Of course you do.
I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not as diligent with it as I should be.
I listen to it all day. So you have more music on there than you think you have.
Well, I try to make sure I at least have like new uploads and stuff, and at least the audio on there. I should put more video though.
Yeah, I had it on while I was getting ready, so I wasn't paying that close attention to the video, so it was fine for me that it was just audio. Yeah. But it's good having video. Although I have to say, I love live performance videos because I love to see you actually. The conceptual ones, I don't know.
Yeah,
my MTV.
I feel you.
Yeah, the conceptual ones are kind of tougher for me because my concept of your song might be different than yours.
Right.
So speaking of which, so I listened to Dull Aches, which really like spoke to me big time today for exactly what I was. So would you play it for us?
I will. Yes.
Oh, I love this song. Did you hear this today, Ron?
Yes.
These dull aches turn to throbbing pain. What more from this lesson am I to gain? See the repetition in my history is a cause for concern. What is it I'm here for? Must be something that I gotta learn. They say patience is more than a virtue. Yeah. Staying guarded so no one can hurt you, but you will Sometimes dull aches turn to throbbing pain. What more from this lesson am I to gain? See the repetition in my history. Is it cause for concern? What is it I'm here for? Must be something that I gotta learn. Don't think for a second, people gonna change for ya. They got something to say and that's fine, nothing to prove. I'm not perfect, always learning. The tongue knows what the owner forgets. Speak what you want, what you say is what you will get. Don't you be so critical of your each and every action. No one seems to follow the yellow brick road without a distraction. Dull aches turn to those throbbing pain. What more from this lesson am I to gain? See the repetition in my history. Is it cause for concern? What is it I'm here for? Must be something that I gotta learn. Whoa.
I love that song, and it's so wise.
Thank you.
Is there a story behind it?
I just felt like I was always learning hard lessons. Sometimes I just have to be like kicked on my ass to like.
That's the way I do it.
Yeah. That's like the kind of the theme of my life. I felt like for a while. So I was like, okay, I'm learning these hard lessons. History keeps repeating itself. Like when am I ever gonna learn what I need to learn?
So, well, you're doing pretty good. So how did the self-love thing start?
That was kind of like after my relationship in the rock bottom area. It was like, okay, you don't need to pour yourself into anyone else. And like, you know, like I had heard before, like, you know, you need to love yourself, like before you can try to love somebody else. And I just didn't understand it before, but that's kind of when all that started to blossom.
So what did that look like for you? Like, was it a conscious choice? Was it something you kept reminding yourself? What was your process?
Yeah, it was like I worked on my attitude, and I would see and catch myself when I would deflect compliments, or when I would, you know, just I wouldn't accept love from people, and I would always just, oh, you don't mean that, or whatever, you know, and I would catch myself in those moments and try to correct it, or just be aware, you know, just for next time to say like, okay, or like, do you remember how you like, you know, brushed off that compliment? Well, next time, like, try to take it and even, you know, reciprocate and keep the cycle going. So it was like catching little moments like that, and just pouring self-love, like just doing whatever I wanted that made me feel good, which was like a lot of the guitar and just like, you know, affirmations and telling myself like, you are beautiful and you are worthy, and, you know, just.
And do you believe it now?
Yes, and
Yay, all right.
Yeah, I'm a changed woman. It's a beautiful thing.
That's fantastic.
I love the line. Did you say what you say is what you
will get? Yes, and
That's
I didn't realize
line.
how powerful my words and my thoughts were until right around that time. So it was just kind of the whole evolution of from negative thoughts to positive thoughts, and from victim to, you know, out of the whole victim mentality, and from survival to actually living. It was just this whole whirlwind of change.
And so you got it down, or do you still catch yourself?
Oh no,
I was going to say, because I'm going to smack her in a minute.
Everything's temporary.
God, I'm 64. I'm still learning these lessons. I'm still working on it.
Gosh, no. There's times when I have critical moments of self-doubt, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? How am I going to do this? Like, you know, am I doing the right thing? But then I'm like, no, you are. You just have to keep going. And, you know, there's always going to be moments of doubt or whatever, fear that creeps in. You know, this is me conquering my biggest fears, really. Like, getting up on a stage and being that vulnerable and sharing, you know, my songs with the world. It's like, it's a very, very vulnerable place. And I'm learning to have thick skin, you know, so when people
Have you needed it?
I'm starting to now. I'm starting to.
How so?
Like, it used to be where it was just kind of like people would pour only love onto like comments and stuff, but now it's like getting to a place where it's like you.
The ugly internet.
Yes. The ugly internet is showing its face a little bit, and those you know have been my recent people. The bitter people have been some of my moments of self-doubt, but then I catch myself, and I'm like, no. Anybody who's taking time to write something negative about you who doesn't know you that's personal, you know. That's a reflection.
Well, it's not personal. It's their shit.
That's what I mean.
It's their shit.
It's their
Absolutely.
own inner stuff that they need to get over. So yeah, just in learning that kind of stuff, and that's why I feel like this music thing wasn't for me early on, because I would never have been able to handle that. You know, one person would say one bad thing, and I would have been like, falling apart.
It's so hard.
You know,
the first time I published an article in the Huffington Post, it really hit big, and oh my God, I got massacred by like a whole bunch of people. You know, there was like 1,000 comments, and like half of them were all people shit talking me. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, and then I'm like answering each one, and I'm like defending myself, and like now it's like, oh, go fuck yourself. But I mean, but it really, yes.
Ken is saying the video is repeating for some reason. Does that?
The video is repeating?
Ken Lakier said that. And he
says
you're a wise and smart woman.
The video is repeating for some reason. I'm not sure why that would be.
Okay.
That must be a Facebook Live thing, but that's weird. Is that happening for anybody else? Please tell us if you're having issues. Ron, maybe you can look on your phone and see if it's
it's current.
It's current. Yeah, I don't. It's there's a delay on my computer, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know.
Okay, well,
is it
maybe it's his.
Maybe, or maybe it's Facebook Live. I don't know.
Just wanted to make sure.
We're also recording, and by the way, everything that we do on Facebook Live is always also on YouTube, and on YouTube there won't be any funky stuff because it's directly from the iPhone, so it'll be cool. How does your mother feel about what you're doing?
You know, I think that she's supportive. She's never seen me perform or play.
Okay.
Yeah, she still hasn't made it to a show yet, but I know that she loves me in her own way, and I know that she wants me to do whatever makes me happy. So, yeah.
Well, those are two sometimes diametrically opposed things. I have an interesting relationship with my mother that's healed a lot and is doing really well, but I went through the period where there was not a lot of approval for the things that I wanted to do, or understanding why I was doing them.
Yeah, I got a lot of phone calls for a while. You know, when are you going to law school? Like, you know, when I was already well into my musical journey, and I thought it was clear that, like, you know, the law school thing was not going to be a thing anymore. She would still be calling me, well, when are you might, you know, want to think about that. But I haven't gotten those calls as much anymore. So,
does she's obviously watched your videos.
She has watched video. She's heard some music, but yeah, she hasn't seen the live performance yet. So yeah.
But she has some sense that things are.
No, actually, no. Her understanding. She doesn't understand why she can't buy my CD in Target. You know, she's like, that's her only gauge of like, well, I don't, you know, I haven't seen you on Ellen, and I can't buy your CD at Target, so. Yeah.
The video's doing weird things on my computer too, and I don't know if it's my computer. I don't know what's going on. Is it doing weird things there on yours? You're doing good? Okay. Because we're
and the timelines.
Okay, good, because we're stopped on mine, so I don't know what's going on. Ken, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're having troubles, guys. Ken. I hope that
Kevin said it's okay now.
It's okay now? It's okay now? Okay, good. Still Growing Up, 33 and Still Growing Up. Yes, that was, that's a great lyric. Does that not impact you about, how are you with that?
You know, I used to think that I would, like, it didn't affect me, but like now when I really sit with it, I'm like, oh, I kind of wish that she, you know, I could say that I did have that support, like feel it like that. But I know that she's kind of on her own path right now, and our relationship has healed a lot over the past few years. So
is it possible that that's part of what drives you?
Yeah, absolutely. My mom and our relationship, because she's who raised me, she has been my biggest lesson of surrender and just kind of, you know, you can want things for loved ones and people who are close, but you can't want it, you know, more than they want it for themselves, you know. So that kind of has been our relationship. So yeah.
How about your dad?
Dad is kind of doing his own thing.
Okay. Has he seen you play?
No.
Okay. You know, this is so familiar. I mean, it sounds like this shouldn't be the way it is.
Right, but I think this is relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah, it's really common.
Yeah. You know, I have a lot of really good friends that I've made who are like family and who have seen me play and who come and support. So
I was just gonna say, like, chosen family is huge.
Yes, it's for
Yeah. But there is still, for me, I know there's always that ache of wanting that.
It's when I see and am immersed into families who do have that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you guys just go so hard for each other, and you show up like this is a new world, you know. When I'm immersed in that, I'm like, oh, I wonder what that would be like, but. It's only when it's in my face a lot that I think about it. Normally I'm just like, all right, keep trekking. Like.
So are you able to be that for other people? You weren't taught how to do that organically. Right. So is it something that you have to work at to...
I think so. Yeah. I think it's a constant working at thing.
Because I know for me, you know, I didn't have that. I wasn't... Yeah, so it was harder for me to be that. But then I totally overcompensated the other way. And so for my kids, you know, they can't get rid of me. And but my son lived with me till he was 25. I just empty nested.
Oh, so, my gosh.
And he was, you know, he was over last night at 2 a.m. It's like the opposite situation. Completely.
See, yeah, and if I ever have a family, I feel like it'll be the opposite, where I'll just be like, oh my God, like pouring so much love in every direction that might be overwhelming.
Yeah, but you have a lot of wisdom for...
Thank you. I've done the inner work. I've done a lot of inner work, and I'm really good with being alone. I've just... Meditation, it sounds really, you know...
No.
Woo-woo, but just being silent and paying attention to my breath and taking time to sit and be grateful and
do you have a daily practice?
Still. I do, yeah. I try to do, you know, my stretches and my yoga, and I notice that when I start my day from a more grounded place, it kind of continues in that way, and I like that, and I don't get sucked down the rabbit holes of doubt and fear and guilt and shame.
Help! Okay, so let's talk about your daily practice, because I wanted to talk too about what your life looks like. Have you had to do other things to make money?
Yes, I walk dogs Monday through Friday.
Okay.
They're my best friends.
Okay. That's good.
The introvert that I am. Yeah, so I walk dogs still. I have my awesome clients who hold me down. So that I do for money. But the music, it's been nice kind of seeing the streaming pick up a little bit and just, you know, playing shows here and there. It's nice to get a little income from music, because you do it I've been doing it for the past almost 6 years and not really seeing a huge return, but like now kind of starting to see a little bit, and it's nice.
So what does that look like? Because you put up a lot of music out in the world that people can access for free.
Yes.
So how do you make money from it?
I mean, we get paid in pennies from Spotify and Amazon and stuff. And I mean, really, if, you know, artists these days are making money from playing shows and being on tour,
right?
And, you know, which is coming. And I've played shows and I've been on tour, but, you know, when it's a more consistent thing, I think that's when.
What's the best place for people to get your music so that you... benefited a little bit from it.
Really, I mean, any of the major digital streaming, Spotify and Apple Music. I mean,
But you're not making money from
I
that.
know, but I mean, I guess you could buy the project from Apple Music if you want. But I mean, that really is that's the way these days.
And you're not
a show when I have a show.
You're not putting anything out on CD. You're not putting CDs out.
No, there's no like
It's not worth it.
Well, yeah, I think they are still doing that, but that's if you have like a label and a kind of a team behind you and distribution and a push in that way. And I'm still kind of wearing a lot of the hats. So
how are you getting millions of streams?
Because
you said like I don't like social media. I don't do the social media. How the hell are you doing this?
I don't know. I think it's just my core group of followers who have just been riding with me since the Satisfaction days, and that's been building.
Obviously, new people have to be finding you, though.
New people are finding me. Yes, I think that with every show I play, and I kind of gather people from here and there. It just the movement. It's word of mouth right now. It's just person to person. One person likes the music and they tell their friend, and they're like, "Oh, my friend's a fan now." And I'm like, "Okay, that's how it's spreading."
That's
playlisting too. There's been some, I've got like playlisting and sync success.
Okay, what does playlisting mean? I mean, I have playlists on my YouTube.
Like if I get placement on a Spotify playlist that's got like 1 million followers or something,
And so how does that happen?
I don't know. I have no idea. Sometimes it just happens. I think different distributors can pitch you to playlist, and you can pitch yourself actually on Spotify. There's like like shoot your shot. You can like do
curators.
There's a submission.
There's
curators of playlists. Yeah.
Okay, so there's curators of playlists.
Curators that
talk to us. Who are we talking to?
Hey, I'm Amber. Sorry.
Hi, Amber. Amber's a YouTuber. She's over there.
I'm one of Malia's best friends.
Yes.
No, there's actually people that work for like specifically like Apple or Spotify, and their job is to find the artists that go with whatever playlist that they're working on at the time, and to find the new up and coming and the best people possible. So it's a big deal because
that's so great that there are people there. Yeah. Well, and they need to find you. Well, it sounds like they are finding you though.
Yeah, they are.
The fact that you have. I mean, I know people that really have been working hard for a long time that don't have 4 million views and don't have 1 million followers.
Very blessed. I feel very blessed, and it makes me feel like, okay, this, because I did this, it was a selfish thing going into this. It was like to conquer my fears, and this was my love, and the fact that people are responding to it in a positive way is like a bonus for me. So that's great.
What's been the evolution of your music, do you think? I mean, other than the fact that you keep getting more chops and...
Yeah, as the guitar skills get a little better, that's nice. But I mean, it started just very acoustic, like dull X. You can hear like the click track, like in the actual recording. It's just very, very grassroots, very like... It
sounds great,
very raw, and so it's gone from that, and now it's like...
more produced.
Yeah, more produced. I've worked with producers now, and it's just it just has grown. Just the steps that you take, more live instrumentation, being in live studios and doing recordings there and stuff. So yeah.
Do you have somebody who has your back that's trying to help you?
I mean, I definitely have people who have my back. I'm kind of still building my team right now, but I mean, I have my core band, my drummer and guitar player Evan, best friend. So they're always around, but the team is still kind of building right now.
It's tough finding that right person.
Oh man, because it's like it's a relationship. It's a full on, and you want to make sure that the person understands your movement and where you're trying to go. I've talked to a lot of people, and they're all trying to go straight to the top, and I'm just, I can't be forced into anything. I take my time with things, and I have to be ready to go into that world, because it's my life. So yeah, I kind of have to like maneuver and steer the ship, but just like get advice from people who know what's going down in the business side of things.
You have people you can trust that...
I'm getting people I can trust. I'm calling them in. They're coming. Yeah.
And how do you network? Like in this, what do you do? I mean, I'm trying to tell people what you're doing because it's kind of working, but it's
funny because I'm such a homebody. Any of Amber, any of my close friends can tell you I'm such a homebody, and energetically very sensitive, and I know that sounds really silly again too, but
No, it doesn't at all.
I absorb different things, and so I don't know, I'm pretty careful with how I spend my time and where I go out to and kind of where I put myself. But I have made a challenge for myself within the last month or so to be more social and to go out and to, you know, kind of explore that side as well, because I've spent a lot of time inside honing in on my craft and kind of getting that together and that organized. So now there's the whole part of, you know, meeting people and, you know.
So how do gigs happen?
Well, I have a booking agent.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes, I did get a booking agent last year.
How did that happen?
That happened through my friend Tim, who I met, who used to work at Fender. It was a friend of his. Her name is Michelle. She's awesome, and she has a little boutique agency out of Eagle Rock. And yeah, so we've been kind of working together, building. So that's cool. That was a big step. Yeah.
So did she send you out on tour? Is that how you?
The Sid tour, no. That kind of happened because they are my friends, and I think Sid just, she's a nice person, and it kind of fit and was.
Where'd you go?
We did like 8 or 9 stops along the West Coast. Did a Seattle show, Portland.
How was it going back home?
It was great. Honestly, the Seattle audience was so awesome, and they were so loving and great. Yeah.
And you were in Seattle, and your mom didn't come. Yeah, I love the way this
happened.
Oh, God. You know, I go to rooms for stuff like that.
Yeah. That could be a whole other, we could go back down childhood and all that. We could have a whole hour-long or more conversation of getting real and deep.
So how did you get all these international fans? Because I see on your thing 65 countries. What is that? How did that happen?
That's a great question. I don't know.
I think it's about, Ron, I think it's about caring less, throwing it away, not paying attention. Because I pay so much attention and I work so hard to build. And it's so hard to build.
And that's the thing, is that I'm a little bit aloof to those kinds of things, because with my personality, I'm so bogged down by details all the time and being so analytical that if I get too far down into that, then it's too much. So like I kind of just have to leave the numbers and all that where they lie, and I just kind of keep doing my thing and creating content that I'm proud of and that I want to put out. And then I just kind of watch things happen.
I think that's very healthy. So, what's your daily practice? What's your day like as far as incorporating your music and how that happens?
My day, it's usually I wake. I'm a morning person, so I wake up kind of early, not like 5:30 a.m. type, but I wake up and get hydrated and kind of start my routine of just breathing, and whether it's a meditation that I do like on my phone or just silent, where I just sit with myself, bring the day in, and just start with a little gratitude, like, okay, you know, you're here, you have a roof over your head, you know, you have a place, you're loved, you're safe. So that's kind of where it starts. And then I have my dog walks, and I do that through like the late or like kind of early-ish afternoon. And then the rest of the day is like for self-care, cooking. I'm also plant-based, vegan. So like I do a lot of cooking, and a lot of prep work. So
it's so much prep.
It's seriously, when I think about, you're asking me about my day right now, and I'm thinking, and the sun is going down even earlier now.
Right.
By the time I'm done with like the dog walks and making a meal or two for myself, like there really isn't a ton of time left. It's kind of like the evening's upon me. Then it's like if I want to do some guitar practice or...
Do you play every day?
I
That's like the truth. It's fine.
I'm going to tell the truth. So yes, so there was a period of time where I played every single day without fail. But these past like I'd say a year or so. I mean, I play a lot, but there's definitely days that go by where I don't show any love to the guitars, because there's just too many things going on now. Because now there's shows and there's things that need to be managed, where before it was just like, well, all I have to do is just sit and get better at this. So that's all I was doing. But now it's like I'm here and I'm there, and there's rehearsals and I'm traveling and I'm doing more things. So the guitar kind of like, I put it down sometimes because there's other things I need to work on. But
and what about the writing? How is it when it moves you? Do you sit down and make yourself do it? What's that like?
I'm always writing. I have like my notebook with me at all times, pretty much, and I'm always writing down thoughts and kind of how I feel. And the songwriting, I do force myself sometimes to sit down, because I don't think of myself as a natural songwriter. I wasn't a kid who was like writing songs. I did this and I started adopting this practice because I knew I had to. Like I love to write songs with another songwriter. So
you've done collaborations?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
And my whole last project was a collaboration with these two beautiful humans who I could tell you about for hours. But
well, tell us a little.
Yeah. So their songwriter, her name is Jess Best, and she's incredible.
Good name.
Yes. And then her partner, Connor Schultz. And they collaborated with me for this whole last project. He produced it and co-wrote as well. And Jess wrote with me, and we just kind of came up with this beautiful body of work that just came
wonderful.
along. It just came along because I was already working on
It's called Ripe, by the way.
Yes.
And why did you choose to call it a project?
Just because it's kind of like a little snippet of like, it's just like a little like, just like a gift, I don't know, to my listeners is kind of how I think about it. Like, because I was already working on like a more full body of work before I had this opportunity to work on Ripe, but the opportunity just felt right. So I was like, okay, well, let me just like pause with what I'm doing for a second, take this on because, I'm following my intuition and my gut, and it tells me like this feels good, and this is gonna, yield something that's gonna be very, something that you're proud of, and that was my goal. So I just kind of like followed that path, and that's kind of how it was born.
How would you like people to perceive your music? How would you like to be thought of, do you think? Do you have a feeling about that?
People, when they say that my music or voice is like magical or like helps them in any way, that feels good to know, like to be told that you're magic. So
yeah, that's pretty good.
I really like the way that feels, and if I can make people feel good or feel magical or uplifted, that kind of that resonates with me. That feels like I'm doing the right work. That's like me doing what I love, and then people receiving it and giving the love back. It's like the cycle is happening. So yeah.
What would you say is your happiest song?
My happiest song,
because your stuff is really emotional and it really digs deep. Is there anything that's just kind of okay?
I have a song called Sunny Day from like a while.
Yeah, I love that song. Could you play?
I can play a little bit.
Yeah.
Get brighter when you come around. Oh, I love when you come around. So feel free to stop by. Got me singing those sweet songs along with your symphony. Oh, your energy got me feeling lighter. You bring life when you come around. It's no wonder, babe. Feel like summer weather now. Nothing wrong with this day. No complaints, I'm okay. Just another day without you, babe. Nothing wrong with today. Wouldn't mind if you came my way. Just another day.
I love it, and I love when you do the percussion with it.
My friend Silvio taught me how to do that.
I love that.
Thank you.
I forget how much I love that.
Is that a co-write, that song?
Yeah.
What's your process? How do you guys write together?
Good question.
It's usually sitting down in a room and kind of just bouncing ideas off of each other. It usually starts with a melody. We'll start with chords first, so if these are our chords, then we just start humming like.
So it's collaborative in the moment, live.
Yep. Yes, live in the moment, and somebody could sing something. I'm like, oh, I like that, and then it'll spark something in me, or what, It's just it's a ping pong thing, yeah. And usually for me, it goes melody and then lyrics. But sometimes I'll have something in my notebook like that I've written, and I'm like, oh, I definitely want to turn that into a song. So like sometimes it's lyrics, and then I'll find melodies for it that kind of fit those lyrics. Yeah.
But you're basically doing them independently. Like, does it ever come together at the same
like time? Sitting with a person in a room and
Even when you're working by yourself, do the lyrics and the music ever come together at the same time? Not often.
No, actually.
No,
not really. It's not like songs are just kind of float. I think for some people it is, but for me, no. They're usually separate, and I kind of have to form them together to make a song. Yeah, I know that sounds kind of weird.
No, it doesn't. I think that's very common, right?
Okay, cool.
I've heard that before. So if you could orchestrate what you'd like your life to look like, what you'd like this career of yours to look like, what in your wildest dream, don't censor yourself. Like what's your happiest thought about this?
My happiest thought about all this, I would love to be able to go on some sort of world tour. I definitely want to feel what it feels like to play like a headlining show. I still haven't played a headlining show, believe it or not, even with millions of streams.
That's really surprising to me.
I've never played a headlining show, so I would love to feel what it feels like to have a group of people who are there to see me and who know my music and are going to sing with me and just we're going to catch some real vibes. So I would love that, and I would love to experience that in different parts of the world. So yeah, playing those different shows, playing the headlining, and then being able to really kind of like fall back a little bit and have my little house somewhere. I don't know where it's going to be yet because I'm not well traveled. So I'm sure there's parts of the world that I'm going to fall in love with and I'm like, oh, I want to live here. But yeah, I really just want a home that feels safe, that I can like always kind of go back and forth
Virgo girl.
Yes, Virgo girl to the fullest. I just want my little home. And I want to live simply, and I don't know, I just want to be able to have music always feel good and be a place of like, my pure heart, if that makes sense. I don't want it to get, no tainting from too much of the business side or whatever. Like, I'm going to keep it mine, but also give it away, if that makes sense.
It totally makes sense. Is there anybody that you dream of like collaborating with that like who turns you on now, like when you're listening to music? Do you listen to music now?
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of music. I really love the music that Mac Ayres is making. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's kind of a rising R&B songbird, guitar player, multi-instrumentalist, I think. I like the music he's making, and Sinead Harnett, she's an artist out of London. I really like her music. It's very R&B vein, but I also listen to like Ariana Grande.
That's okay.
I listen to a lot of pop music.
Do you listen to classic R&B at all?
I do, yeah, but for what's
because you didn't really grow up with it.
I didn't, no, and I'm not well versed on it.
So like you don't know all that stuff. Wow.
Yeah. I'm ignorant, but
no, don't give yourself a mean name like that.
No, ignorant just means you're not. Right? Doesn't it? Just mean that
true.
You're like
that's
true. I'm just not hip to it. Yeah, I didn't get the catalog because my parents weren't like listening and putting me on stuff. So I'm just kind of feeling it out as I go, and I learn new stuff all the time. I'm like, okay, I didn't know about that, but I'm open to it.
So are there any shows coming up that people can?
As of right now, there's nothing on the books. I just got back from Miami playing a show for Art Basel, and I played a recent show in LA. So I kind of like to keep them a little bit spaced out. And it's also I'm like kind of piggybacking. These are like I'm opening for people, so it's kind of like when the opportunities pop up, I take them. Yeah. So as of right now, there's nothing on the books, but that doesn't mean anything. That something could pop up in a week, tomorrow.
Well, we could put something on the books because I think I have to have you back to Women Who Write because we stream live when we do Women Who Write and match you with somebody who maybe
I would be happy to come back.
I want to put you with somebody who can help you figure that next part out. Somebody who can get you that opening slot because you deserve that opening slot.
Thank you.
Ron, am I like right?
Fantastic.
I mean, like huge
Thank
fan.
you so
I mean,
much.
it's you're very unique, and I think I used the word evocative, but you are. You're coming from a really deep place, and
great lyrics
and great
beautiful
lyrics.
chords.
Thank you so much.
Great melodies.
Thank you.
Has anybody? Ron, would you take a couple of stills while we're doing the show? And also, has anybody asked any questions? Because I haven't been looking for them. People have been saying nice things.
They've been.
Everybody's just complimenting you, and I'm going to take a pause for the cause because it's a good cause. So if you ever do decide to have a CD and you need like liner notes or anything, this guy Rick Smolke, Quick Impressions of Chicago, he makes artists stuff and doesn't charge artists because he believes in musicians and people, and he's really supportive. So he made my tissue boxes, and he's made the bookmarks from my book, which I don't have with me, and my cards. And if you ever need any kind of stuff for shows or whatever,
that would be
and he's fantastic. Rick Smolke of Quick Impressions of Chicago. And then I have my hairdresser, who I just I'm very blonde. I'm very blonde. She's fantastic. Nicole Venables of the Ruby Begonia Salon. She does Megan Mullally's hair on Can
she do curly?
She can do anything. She does Megan Mullally on Will and Grace, and she does Man with a Plan, and her hairspray is my favorite because it's called Fuck Off. Yeah, and but her products are great, and she's amazing, and also I want to give a shout out to my friend Anson Williams, who Happy Days is before your time, but there was a sitcom called Happy Days.
I remember Happy Days.
Do you?
Wasn't there a Cunningham on there?
Well, yes, Richie Cunningham.
Oh, okay,
Richie
yeah, that's my government last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Malia Cunningham.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Your government. I love the government last name. Okay, so I was going to ask you that. How did the one name thing happen?
Because I hate my last name, Cunningham. No offense to anybody. It doesn't fit me. It's too long and drawn out. And
Malia definitely suits you. But didn't it get all screwed up with like the whole Malia Obama thing?
It's still getting screwed up, and everybody. I'm like, I still don't know what I'm gonna go by. I always just thought I was gonna be just Malia because that's who I am. I'm just like a person who likes to do music. But now I'm thinking like, am I gonna have like an artist alias because
something
really
because when you say Malia, people automatically now think of Malia Obama. But so how did the Malia vibes? What's
the vibes thing? It was like I that was like early on. I was like, well, what am I gonna it's a vibration. That's kind of what it. Yeah, these are my vibrations, and that's what it. That's where that stemmed from. Yeah, Malia vibes.
So
and then it kind of stuck, and now it's kind of how people sometimes identify me, but it's definitely better than Cunningham. So.
I like the idea of you being Malia. I'm just wondering.
I know it's
like
tough.
How,
yeah.
I think if you just take it and run with it, you'll own it. Yeah. I
if anybody has any suggestions of names that I can go by,
I think you can own Malia, and you can make that work. I mean, yes, Malia Obama definitely is a force, but she's Malia Obama.
Right?
Do people just say people just say Malia with her, don't they?
Yeah.
Because it's a unique name.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. See, so we're gonna have to figure that out.
So when you're being billed on a show, you're Malia, though,
Malia,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if people want to find you,
just
how can people find you?
You can find me on I guess Instagram. My Instagram is Malia Vibes, but then when you see it on there, it's just Malia in all caps. I tried to do the all caps thing to differentiate. It didn't really
that's
help
good.
that much.
Yeah. And you don't do the Facebook, and I couldn't find you on Twitter. Are you on Twitter?
I do have a Twitter. I have a website, maliavibes.com, and all my handles and social links are there. So that I guess maliavibes.com is the easiest way.
And they can find your music there too.
Yes, and all the music links are there too.
And before I started saying about Anson, Anson's uncle was Heimlich, who did the Heimlich maneuver.
Oh, what?
And they invented this thing called alert drops. Okay, so this is crazy because they did it so that people who were like driving would, if you get tired, don't nod off, and it's actually saved tons of lives. And like airplane pilots use it, and stewardesses, and no, they're not called stewardesses. Flight attendants use it. But I have to say that after a really boring date at 3 a.m, I used it, and it got me home across LA, and it was really good. But they're called alert drops, and they're really fantastic. And there's, I'm not making any money on that. That's just, it's a public service.
I love
that. Because they're really great, and they're also all organic.
Yes,
it is just lemon, a citric acid or something. That's all it is.
I'm all about the organic products.
You have to it's there's nothing unnatural or synthetic. I screwed up the opening, but anyway, I'm really I have no doubt. I have zero doubt that you're going to be heard around the world.
Really?
Yeah. Your music is ridiculous. It's really in the best possible way. And now I'm going to spill this, but no, really, for me to be able to sit down and listen to you all day long and still want more.
That's like, you saying that like
it's the truth. I am not blowing smoke. It's really the truth. And also, you speak to me, and I am so far removed from who you are in your world. And so if you can speak to me, I really think you're cross-generational in your appeal. I'm going to play you for my kids. I'm very curious. I know they're going to love you, but have you ever thought of doing like one of those like The Voice or something?
You know, I think it's a lot of politics there. I'm not sure that it's really about the talent, and I don't know. The TV show world seems a little sketch to me.
The only thing about it is
the exposure.
It's like somebody like you goes on, you're so authentic, and then you get mentored by somebody like Gwen Stefani or Kelly Clarkson or something, or
my mom watches. She's an avid
John
watcher of
Legend.
The Voice, and she keeps telling me these same things.
The thing is that you could in like 5 minutes you'd get what it could take years to accomplish otherwise.
Right.
And I just think that you would kill on a show like that.
Man,
you'd be a 4-chair turn like in a flash.
Really?
You would.
I don't know. I always think it's the powerhouse voices.
It's not. There's actually a very young girl right now with a very, very soft voice who just made it to the finals. Really? She hits no big notes.
Really? She just keeps it. I love that. I'll have to check her out.
She's actually she's killing on there, and I'm kind of surprised because she's really got a small voice. Do you watch?
Absolutely.
Kay, what is that her name? She's got a small voice. She's a small girl, and she's connecting.
Yeah.
And all the other everyone else is like got the histrionics going on and all that stuff, and
but
she just.
Hey.
Top 4.
Well, I'm going to keep going no matter what, because it is my real passion. So,
but I think it's something I'm going to push you to think about it because it's a way to get yourself out there in a really big way, really fast.
Yeah, you're right.
Really fast.
For sure.
You have nothing to lose.
Right.
You have nothing to lose. If it turns out being a machine that you hate, you walk away.
Yeah.
You just say, no, I don't want to do this.
Right.
But I can't imagine if once you make it to the live shows that you're not going to, or whatever they do. I just really think that might be a path for you that could really propel you quickly.
All right. Well, since you and my mom are saying it,
well, I hate to be grouped in that category. Wow. Okay, but I mean it for good. No, I'm kidding. She does too. Of course she does, and she loves you. And we love the way we were taught to love, and some of us weren't taught to love.
Yeah.
And we all do the best we can.
Exactly.
And nothing anybody does is personal to us. It's always their own shit. And it sounds like you're in a really good place of acceptance.
There it is. Yes. Mm-hmm. Acceptance, surrender. I'm here. I'm happy.
And okay, that's the biggest thing.
Yes.
You like your life?
Oh my God, I'm so happy. And that's why I feel like I've achieved success now, is because I figured out how to be happy in the moment. I'm always going to want to be a better guitar player. I'm always going to want to play this stage or that stage, or have another goal of some higher thing that I'm going to reach.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have to learn, like, right now in your journey, are you happy? Do I have everything I need? And I do. I really do. I'm happy. I wake up happy every single day. I dance around. That's another thing I do with my routine. Dancing around.
Do you dance when you play?
When I play on stage?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit, but like this is like, no instrument. I'm just like uninhibited, just like kind of like a workout, but it's like very freeing. Side note,
No, that's really good.
But very happy.
I think that's the secret to your success. I mean, I think that's why so many people are tuning in and listening to you.
And I hope they continue to.
I think an attitude of gratitude is everything, something that I have to work very hard at on a daily basis, because I start my day with a gratitude list and then I start complaining. And
you know what? And we all slip. I do too. It's not all flowers and rainbows, but it's all about the response to that, and how do you get yourself back, and can you get yourself back to a place of like, okay, wait, I'm actually okay right now.
But I love that, and I know that when I wake up happy, I wake up too often with the inventory of the problems of my day and the challenges of my life, and I know that when I wake up happy and in gratitude, my day is perfect.
Better.
And it's a full moon out there.
Yes.
And it is like right now.
Yes.
It is like
I want to go see it.
Yes, we're going to go see it, and you're going to get to eat. Yeah. But I'm going to make you do one more song. Ron, thank you so much for doing this. Ron Frederick behind the camera.
I love being here and hearing you.
And so give us something that how about something from Ripe that
I'll play you.
Is Malia still in shot? Because I can't tell from this. I'm like frozen here. Okay, good, because she just shifted a bit.
brush it off like we're joking around. Feels like you're in outer space when we're hanging at my place, but you know where I'm coming from. Baby, I'm just having fun. Sometimes your brain doesn't make sense, but I love the ways that we're different. I might be crazy, but baby, something about the way you never tie your shoelaces, something about the way you steal the covers at night. Now I always say you're a mess, but I wouldn't change anything. Baby, that's the shit that I like. So keep your shoes untied. You know I would miss it. You always roll the windows down, even when it's freezing out. Know you got big dreams that'll put you in debt, but you still buy things that you can't afford yet. Deep down, you know I don't sweat it. Know you gon' get it. Something about the way you never tie your shoelaces, something about the way you steal the covers at night. I know I always say you're a mess, but I wouldn't change anything. Baby, that's the shit that I like. So keep your shoes untied. You know I would miss it. You know I would miss it.
Malia. MaliaVibes.com.
Yep.
What's the name of that song?
That is called Shoelaces, and that is Off Ripe.
Off Ripe, and you can find that on Malia's website. And we're going to have you back at Women Who Write. We got a lot more people to introduce you to.
Yeah, well, I'm appreciative and I'm happy. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. On Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, live in the living room at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Actually, we'll be coming live on Facebook at about closer to 12, probably, knowing me, because I'm always late. We've got Snuffy Walden and Sarah Nimitz, and you should come if you can get out there. But Snuffy Walden, 15 Emmy nominations, won for The West Wing. He's a composer, and I actually want him to hear you. Sarah, he discovered Sarah Nimitz, and she was already a thing. She's amazing. She sings with Postmodern Jukebox. They'll be performing, and Esai Morales. Okay, so if you don't know who Esai Morales is, he's an incredible actor. He was in La Bamba, and he recently in Ozark, and he's an incredible singer. And he is going to singer. My New York is coming out. He's hot, and he's going to be playing with, singing with Lauren Gold, who is the keyboardist of The Who. The Who. And I don't know if you know from that music, but oh my God.
That's big.
Yeah, Lauren is crazy. And also, Ted Silbert is going to be playing, and I'm forgetting, and Marcus Eaton, who just did the composing for the David Crosby documentary, which is up for a Grammy. It's a Grammy, yeah. I think it's a Grammy for the best music in a documentary. And it's going to be amazing. And so we'll be live here on the Facebook. And if you're in LA, come join us in the living room. And thank you again, Ron, so much. Thank you so much, Malia.
Thank you.
And we'll see you here next Wednesday. Thanks, everybody.